Hello everyone. I am Himanshu, currently doing BTech in Aerospace Engineering and founder of Mars Pioneers, if you don't know. Today we have our guest Shashank and we would discuss about the movie Rocketry which is currently released in the Indian scenario and we would talk about that and give review. So Shashank, can you please introduce yourself so that our audience get to know how we are eligible to talk about the movie?
Yeah, hi Himanshu. First of all, thanks for inviting me for this talk. This is something that we should definitely talk about. Basically, I'm doing my aerospace engineering in Bangalore, and I've been working in a space startup called Rocketry from past 1.5 years, and recently I've started building a space community called Planet Genius, which would bring everyone together. I'm basically trying to build a space ecosystem where people can come together and talk about some interesting things happening.
So how was your experience? Like when you got to see the movie in the first release or it took you took time? I mean, how was your experience?
No, I couldn't watch on the first day. I took some time, but it was really good. It was it was really great that R. Madhavan brought this story into a movie which explains about how what are the consequences and the difficulties has faced in his life, and also some of his achievements and his contribution for the growth of Indian space program, like Indian space industry as a whole.
The most fascinating thing that I found in the first moment itself is shows the world from outside, like first the stars, then Earth, then it slowly it zoom into the PSLV, launching the Mars orbiter mission.
तारी तुम्हारी क्या समझ रखा है मुझे
Which is known as the Mangalyaan in the PSLV rocket. And I was amazed to see how detailed the rocket was. Normally, people don't design it like that. I would appreciate the hard work of VFX artists done because. And one more thing, I have seen that they have used the real name of ISRO and NASA. One movie already been dedicated to Mars orbiter mission, which is known as Mission Mangal, and they also didn't use the real name ISRO. And web series also was released on the Mars orbiter mission. That also was not allowed to use the ISRO name. So it was good to see about it. Any scene you remind from the movie or the best scene you saw?
Yeah, one scene that really amazed me and it literally gave me goosebumps when they were working on Viking engine and they were expecting to cross some certain limit. I mean the engine performance, but the result, like the output they got was like really massive, and the way he named it as Viking engine, remembering from Sarah.
मुझे तुम काटिस जी
It really gave me goosebumps.
Then that was one more best scene of that movie. And the scene which I found best from my side was first the rocket launching first part because the sound effect which you hear, it is the sound of real rocket launching from the launch pad. If the movie has been released into the OTT platform directly, that experience for us. And I would appreciate that he only released it in cinema. I also got problem facing while watching the movie. I got to see the movie after 3 weeks. That was only the problem I faced from my side. And the second best scene was that same Vikas engine. And we would not dive into the real numbers and theories kind of thing, but I would assure that in the real world he himself talked about in the interviews that the Vikas engine worked till the fuel tanks didn't empty themselves, and it is shown in the past also like how Vikas engine has worked without any failures. How you got interested in seeing this movie? Because of space, or you did knew about the ISRO spy case earlier?
Like this spy case, right? It was like already more than 1 year. I saw a trailer last year. I think you also have seen like along that, and it really feels disappointed, and that is something that everyone should watch. I was literally waiting for the movie to understand what's the exact problem behind the spy case. This movie was really well put. It gave a real outline of what the exact situation was, and and another thing was basically to support the great hard work behind it, like the team has done behind. So like the dedication the team had put in like shooting this movie and the real hard work from R. Madhavan. So like I really wanted to watch the movie and I did. What about you?
Talked about it in my Instagram post also, but I studied about rockets from like 2018 when I was in class 9th or 10th, that kind of thing. Because I heard that many rovers were put into the only Mars, and then I came to heard that like there was a space race secretly going behind for to conquer the Mars, because humanity has already achieved the moon and now everyone is thinking to race toward Mars. So I had to learn about that thing because I have interest in space, and that was the point of my life where I had to like look for what would be my career option. So I started to learn about the rocket itself and many more things. And if someone start learning about the rocketry and like space things, so it would obviously start from the like space race and the Cold War, which happened between America, USA and USA, and it resulted in the space race where Americans landed on the moon, which everybody knows. So from that, slowly, when the history would unfold itself, you would know that some long time ago, British Empire had also itself their own rocket division. Later, when you know about the Indian history, space history, you come to know about the Vikram Sarabhai sir, APJ Abdul Kalam sir, UR Rao, and Satish Dhawan sir. But you don't know like the main reason of ISRO success is PSLV, okay, which haven't failed, and I'm more than 90% of the time. And 90% of the complexity of rocket is in the rocket engine itself. We all know about Vikas engine from the day we know about the ISRO. Okay, but like we don't know about the who created it. It is like disappointing thing for us also. But slowly, when the history of ISRO unfolds, there is also one chapter known as ISRO Spy Case. Okay, then only I came to know about the Nambi sir and many more things, but I didn't know about the personal achievement and what he contributed toward the country and his achievement. Google algorithm is arranged in such a way that if you search Nambi Narayan, then you would only get the first result like Nambi Narayan is through his Spike, not about his achievement and what he had done. So that kind of thing happens. And suddenly after a month, like I was doing my rocket stuff, and suddenly I came to know that Rocketry name movie is being made by R. Madhavan. So I checked it, and then I came to see a press conference he did a long back, like in 2016 or 17, when when Nambi Narayan sir got the Padma Bhushan award. Okay, so after that, so then I came to know that there is many more things in his life and his achievement which are not being put into like uh, in front of internet, and his image is portrayed in such a way that he is only like attached to the spy case, and how removing the one person from the scenario has pushed our country research in his space like 10 to 20 years back, and also snatched our particular satellite market. I didn't went to internet to see about his life because I waited for movie to release, and then in 2021 I also like I began to search the movie release date because it was taking so long, and then I came to know that like now it is releasing. So I started posting about internet earlier so that people came aware about it and go to see in the theater. Was there anything that you didn't understand during the movie? Because it is basically rocket science. There would be some part that you would understand and there would be some part you wouldn't.
No, I didn't feel anything like that. And even like this is one of the good movies that like for every Rocketeer, like every rocketry enthusiast, they use the terms they use. I think there was great hard work from the team in coming up with these terms, like including them in the movie. Like they just added all those things in a brilliant way, and it was good for us to like grasp from rocketry concepts. Yeah, like basically it was really good for some rocketry enthusiasts like us.
Yes.
And like I really felt bad seeing the way how people started treating when there was a news out saying Nambi Narayan was involved in this spy case. Like that was a very very disappointing part. Like I think like that should not be the way people should have treated him.
Yes, I agree. Someone is listening to this part of podcast and saying that there were like I am not a aerospace guy and I have no interest in rocketry, but I have interest in film like Interstellar and like Inception type of movie, and I was not able to understand rocket science what was told in rocketry. So I would say to them like it is rocket science. You won't be able to understand. Like it is hard. That's why it is called like it is rocket science. And like some people would understand and some people would not, but the movie is not about only the equations and theorem only. Those who haven't seen and still thinking about like seeing it or not, so I would recommend them to see only to see the hard work the ISRO scientists have put back in the days to make what India is currently. Because without if you remove the nuclear program and the ISRO space program, then India won't be standing in the position where it is now. Like it is the pillars of this country. Like same
Yeah.
as army division and the navy division. Same way, nuclear and the space divisions were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was not too technical, by the way, but
Yes.
like some of the terms they used in the movie was like pretty good. Like it really felt like it really showed the hard work behind, and like the team has put like in framing the script or whatever.
Yes. Shown in the movie, but it was not very like digestible to the view. Some of the viewers, like if we had the engines imported from the Russia, some of the rocket parts was imported from the Russia. Then why we didn't started working on that only? Why it was kept in the same way it was brought into the India? Okay. So my answer to that would be like in the ISRO history. When Nambi Narayan was arrested, everyone was like running away from that cryogenic and engine department to save themselves from the case. Okay, and the
Mm.
remaining who were there, they didn't never knew about that engine is smuggled and kept inside the ISRO somewhere in the facility. So they were working in the cryogenic engines department. Those who were working didn't have idea that there was the engine kept inside, like which was imported from the Russia.
Mm.
And later when the things get got better, then it slowly like things get better and we got our cryogenic engine. But when I saw the interview of Nambi sir currently, so and back also then when I saw his interviews in the IITs and many more like IIS, the Indian Institute of Space Science, he told us that ISRO is really lagging behind because like if as the movie shows, removing him from the scenario has resulted lag in our space race. Okay, in our space development and the research. So like we are already behind 10 or 20 years away from the rest of the world in the space. Like if you can say it is space race or space development, whatever you want to say, that kind of thing. Like it is funny to hear that he himself said that like Mangalyaan and Chandrayaan was just a peanut sized mission. You would believe that. And he has also told that like Gaganyaan, which would be happening in the near future, which would happen, we don't know when it would be happening, but it is estimate that it would the astronaut would be launched between 2030 to 2040 in between, and he says that it would have happened back in like Gaganyaan would have happened in back in the 2015 or 2016 when we launched the Mangalyaan itself.
Yeah, yeah. I think it would have happened. Like we can't predict like what exactly would happen, but
Yes.
still, I think Nambi Narayan sir had that capability back
Yes.
then, like that vast knowledge that he acquired like during his study. Yeah, like who knows? Like it could have happened, and by now, like we would have sent humans to space.
Yes.
Who knows?
And I was also waiting in the movie like for the scene as I said that I knew a little bit about the case and I knew about what happened. Like he has also written his autograph biography in his book, that kind of thing. So
Mm.
I was just waiting for the dialogue when he said that the statement which was given that he has smuggled the sketches of rocket engine to the Pakistan. So he said that these sketches you could find these sketches for 100 rupees in the student libraries. So I was really waiting for that part, and I want to hear from you like what about Abdul Kalam sir cameo in this movie, because this movie has really done great work in balancing the Abdul Kalam sir image and Nambi Effect image in same same capacity. No, I was asking that how are you, were you surprised, or what was your reaction when you saw Abdul Kalam sir in the same movie?
Uh, yeah, it, like the way they frame the script, like to introduce Abdul Kalam sir as well. It was really like surprising for me, to be honest. And um, yeah, and even like, do you remember the scene where they were like doing some experiment and
Yes, yes, it was in the first part of movie.
yeah, it was kind of surprise. Like I agree with you.
So there was a dialogue in the movie where he said that I have shown the magic of solid propulsion. Now you show your like magic of your liquid propulsion. That kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
So I think we have discussed everything about the movie. If something remains and like we can't recall that thing, then we are sorry. And even like if someone of you are still thinking that we should watch it or not, and we would say that you should go and watch without any hesitation. If you uh, if you go to see Interstellar, Inception, and Tenet kind of thing without any thought, just because Christopher Nolan has directed it, then you can believe in us and go to see it. We are ourselves aerospace, we are studying aerospace engineering, and we would be someday. And I think it would inspire like a student to become aerospace engineer, because if you search in your society or in your school, then you will find within five school only there is ratio of only like between 100 or 1000 of students, only one is becoming the aerospace engineering. Rest are doing like CS and mechanical kind of thing. And those who are in other department are also only focusing toward the coding part because of highest package.
Mm.
So I think those who have seen those students who have seen the movie would like think about to become an aerospace engineer. But we should like aware themselves about the math and physics is required.
Exactly. And also one more thing was like there was no I'm not saying that way. Like there was pretty hype when the movie was released. Like it was popular only among like some space communities and
Yeah.
rocket scientists.
Yeah.
But after that, like I would basically like to thank like Abhi and you. Like they released a video like explaining about the movie, and that really created very good hype online. And even I am pretty happy to see the movie has like very good number of reviews
Yeah.
online, and like it got like 9.2 rating out of 10 in IMDb. Like these things are pretty good. I think like more and more people should go and watch the movie because the movie deserves to be seen by like every Indian, like not just Indian, like everyone needs to watch this. I guess like it's really important to like spread this story like among ourselves.
Yeah. And I would also ask the attention of those audience which saw the Mission Mangal only because of star or multiple star cast or
Mm.
the famous names, and those who were showing that you can fry like puri in rocket facility. So if you can dare, you can if you dare to do these kind of things in the ISRO facility, then you will be fired the next day. Like it is not it is not any fun kind of stuff that you can do. So if you if the audience have watched the Mangalyaan, then they could be surprised to see how they were like kind of fooled, and they should really watch this movie to and ask for more scientific information kind of thing. Because in the Mangal mission, only part was told that it is like home science only. But I
Yeah.
think this Rocketry movie has done a very good job, and I
Like,
like
they come behind the scenes
yeah.
of like what happened in Indian space industry, especially ISRO.
And you would be amazed to know that from this movie Rocketry, like R. Madhavan was producer and producer, writer, and the director. I don't know about the producer part, but I know about the directing and the writing part. So he has written the story himself. He said that in an interview that he had to remove some facts from the story to make it believable. Can you believe it? And like he had to remove the true facts from the story to make it believable. And in the Mission Mangal, they add up the wrong thing to make it more funnier. Like you have seen the Wolverine cloth that is stitches itself up in the Mission Mangal.
Yeah.
Do you recall it? That was fake part. Like you cannot find that.
Yeah.
Even the material that they was talking that you could take the plastic from the waste and mix it with the aluminum honeycomb. That part was also fake. Like you cannot find that kind of thing. Yes, ISRO uses like cheap materials and best and like cheap and best material, but the the way they have shown it, that doesn't happen. And even uh, uh, like proper ISRO scientists who have given the movie review about it has also talked about the mission, that even a mission, whether it is big or small, only 5 scientists don't work under it. There are thousand scientists at the time working under it, and they showed that only five scientists made the satellite. Then to make the real satellite, there were thousand people. Like
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
you
Like
are
they.
showing the false information to the audience? Then they would develop the false hope that only 5 people make the satellite and launch it. Like it is bigger than your school bus itself. How could five scientists make it alone? You require the manpower and the skilled manpower who knows about this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and in Mission Mangal, like they added some fictional parts, like for sure.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, like that was that was to like make it more better. But yeah, like I agree. Like Rocketry was kind of realistic, and they got some real incidents happen.
But I think in the scenario where you see like the same point of time where if you see the budget like box office collection of Rocketry now and the box office collection of Mission Mangal, that would be very differ from each other. And in current scenario, okay, in present time, if you see that Japanese anime, if you know about it, Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, it has earned more than Rocketry in its, and the anime is only a Japanese movie, and it is animation. I am not saying that it is cartoonistic, but I think that like this movie deserve more than this.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we have talked enough about the Rocketry. Those people who were were confused, like I think they are convinced to see the movie. And let's move forward to our personal podcast.
क्या समझ रखा है मुझे? मैं एक रॉकेट साइंटिस्ट हूँ।